Is someone in your close circle constantly putting you down? Do you want to stop that person doing that, but still want to keep the relationship alive and thriving? Well, this video is for you then. My name is Arina and welcome to my channel where I help people to get unstuck, take the right action and become successful. And today, I'll show you how to help somebody who can be toxic to learn to stop exercising their toxic behavior on you. We'll use this thing called extinction based on classical conditional theory from psychology. It has worked magic for me with some very good but often difficult people, and it will help any man and woman to become invincible. So get yourself a cup of tea and let's dive right in. Now, it can be extremely tempting to tell yourself a story of how you are completely unaffected by other people, especially if you have been brought up in your family with this I am invincible attitude. But that story is misleading because you definitely noticed how some people have remarkable abilities to affect you. They can increase or decrease your energy, moving you up or down on what is sometimes called a scale of emotional shades. Here's what I mean. Here's your maximum, your positive emotional peak. You can either get there on your own or somebody else can help you get there. At this moment, you're pumped. You are inspired to move mountains. You're enthusiastic, funny, creative, and extremely sparkly human being. Troubles don't bother you because you solve them like ta-ta-ta. It's a highly resourceful state that fuels growth. Slightly lower on this emotional scale is this cute and still resourceful state of curiosity. It's when you still have enough energy to find, explore, and discover new things. It's a bit like when you travel somewhere new. On day 3, you're still curious about those hidden coffee shops that people go to, about events you can attend, about shops that you can go buy something new, etc. It's this childlike, playful state when everything is still new and you're still curious to know what's inside the box. Oh, a cup of tea with this new type of honey. Oh, a new course that will completely change my professional game. When everybody around you don't care about the honey or courses, they just remain dull, grim, hidden in their boxes and complaining about the weather all day. If you have this spark and curiosity in you, keep it because it's the youth of your soul. If you're lower on the emotional scale, you have less energy, but you're still very calm, happy, loving, and positive. Your energy isn't contagious, but you have enough light in you to keep yourself and your family and friends incredibly warm. Now, all of the above are positive emotions. Next is boredom. It's 0, a neutral state, a door between the positive energy world and the negative energy world. On the negative side, you can feel incredibly irritated, angry, sad, and desperate. And toxic people are incredibly efficient in taking people by the hand and walking them right through that door to the negative side of things. In fact, sometimes you may feel incredibly low and you think, there's no way I can feel lower than this. And then this person turns up and does or say something that makes you break the new low. So this is what we call toxic people, people who are incredibly efficient and excellent at moving us down on the emotional scale, making us feel worse every time. So once you move below 0, you feel like you're scared, like you are a little human in a very scary world who cannot change anything. If you feel lower than that, then you would feel constant darkness and sadness, and you will feel like there's no way out. Your inner sun will be so dim that it wouldn't be able to keep you warm, let alone anyone else. At that moment, you start thinking you're bad, there's nothing good about you, you're worthless, and it's all your fault. You start hating to wake up in the morning, and going to the shower and taking care of yourself and feeding yourself becomes a real struggle. And all of those emotions can be triggered by someone else. Imagine it's a horribly rainy evening. You're not feeling your best, so you decide to stay in. You decide to cook chicken curry for your family and go to bed. And then your husband calls you and says he's waiting for you downstairs in his car with coffee, flowers, and you're going to the cinema together. So you go and watch an incredibly funny movie, enjoy caramel latte from Starbucks, hop to a Chinese restaurant to try something new, laugh a ton, and have an incredible evening together. You feel nice, warm, and loved, and happy. And congrats, your husband just moved you up on the emotional scale. Or Or again, imagine it's the same horribly rainy evening. You're feeling very energetic and positive. You're beautifully dressed. You made curry. You lit some candles. And then your husband turns up and tells you he's not hungry. And why are you dressed like that? And what's that music playing? It's irritating. And switch off the light because you will have to pay the energy bill then. And bam, you immediately feel like you're sliding 100 miles per hour down that emotional scale. So, conversations or interactions with any person can either move you up or down on the emotional scale. Remember that. If a person knocked you out of balance or reduced your emotional state once, that doesn't mean he's toxic. Because honestly, even the kindest, the most beautiful human beings can sometimes have bad days and negatively affect other people. They can be stressed and go through something difficult in their lives. But if someone is systematically draining your energy and lowering your emotional balance, that's the red flag. For example, you're dating somebody extremely beautiful and interesting. 8 times out of 10, he or she made you feel anxious or horrible. This doesn't mean that that person is bad, but it means that this person is toxic to you and you're better off to put this relationship on hold. But life isn't always clear-cut. What if your long-term loved one exhibits toxic behavior and you're not prepared to walk away? For example, you're this positive, happy woman willing to inspire, give back, and your husband, who you love to the moon and back, is very depressed and is pretty much feeding off of your energy for many years to keep his emotional state somewhat stable. And you're noticing that this is now really taking toll on you, and you are sometimes turning into this angry, irritated woman wanting to kill everyone and being a total bitch. Or your husband is generally a very positive person but likes to be mean to you once a month. In such or similar situations, as a bulletproof, scientifically proven strategy to deter toxic people from exercising their witchcraft on you. Step number 1, establish an emotional shield. Here's what I mean. Yes, you keep your chats and interactions light and positive with that person. But there's a constant battle going on in the background. Either he puts you down or you elevate him. And obviously, to survive that, you have to be strong and make sure nobody knocks you out from your happy space. So the minute you notice that negativity is starting to fly your way, literally imagine putting a protective shield on that is making you completely emotionally unavailable. Here's what this shield consists of. Think of 3 things that you respect yourself for, and 3 things that make your day amazing. For example, I respect myself for moving forward and pursuing new opportunities. I respect myself for being a good person. I respect myself for being kind. And today is going to be amazing because spring is in the air. I bought myself a bunch of flowers and my coffee tastes amazing. This kind of attitude will fix you on the positive end of the emotional scale and will literally stop anybody from compromising your well-being. But there's a step number 2, and it's punish. Every time somebody is trying to immerse you in their negativity, punish them so they are not motivated to do this to you next time, but do it correctly. So how do you punish people correctly? This isn't done by being negative to people or let alone being aggressive. All you do is deprive them of love. Don't hate them, but don't love them either. So the minute someone is saying something nasty or toxic to you, you put your protective shield on and neutrally focus your attention to your personal things and errands. So this negative seed has no ground to grow. Professionally speaking, this would be a negative reinforcement of toxic behavior. So like Pavlov was teaching his dogs to salivate to the ringing bell, expecting food, you will be teaching your toxic person to be nice to you. Otherwise, you will ignore them. Big mistake that people make is to explode back on someone. You just told me that the curry that I made was crap. Well, I'll tell you what crap is. Your mom's cheese Brussels sprouts. Another thing that especially girls do is when their man is being toxic to them, they, instead of just walking away, try to make everything better and start kissing him, telling him he's a boo-boo, and etc. And that is a big mistake because he is getting positive feedback to his negative behavior, and over time will decide that you are his chew toy to use when he's unwell. Don't let that happen. So why are some people toxic? It's because they lack stress management skills. They don't know how to calm and support themselves. They don't know how to communicate their needs and boundaries correctly and stop being difficult with other people. And many just follow their instinct to be nice to these people because their own sense of guilt is triggered. But trust me, withdrawing emotionally when somebody is being mean to you is normal. Go to your bedroom, go watch a movie, stop replying to these toxic calls and messages. Now you have to make sure that you act very respectfully so this person have nothing to blame you for, because then after a bit of isolation they will realize that they are on the wrong side and will try to make it up to you and apologize. We'll turn up with a coffee to your door and do something nice for you. And here comes step number 3, and it's reward. Make sure you meet those attempts to make everything okay with kindness. Smile and say thank you and give that person a super nice treat to reinforce the positive behavior. This is it. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe. Until next time.